We are going to launch our new electronic whiteboards here at Good Samaritan Hospital. This will be a really good tool that will provide education to our patients and improve our communication. There are lots of things that the whiteboard will show. The care team will show right here. Any precautions that the patient is on will show over here. Contact info, pain scale, medication, when the last dose of meds were given, will show right there. Diet, the last staff that has been in the room will show. And then the patient's schedule. So any labs, if there's any x-rays or procedures that are scheduled, will show right here. If the patient's, let's see. So we can put notes in here. You can also call from the outside of the room into the inside of the room. So this is a wellmate that will be outside of the room. When there's not a patient in the room, it will state ready. When there is a patient in the room, it will have the room number. And then for a communication tool for the staff, these will be, the precautions will show as well. And those are all driven from the order. Whatever thing is ordered for the patient, it will come right here on this whiteboard. So you can also call from the outside of the room into the room, and we're going to go ahead and do that. So we can call from the outside of the room into the patient's room, and it shows right on the whiteboard. When our leader's round, we can document it right here on the whiteboard. We can add notes about what's important to you. That way it keeps us up to date on what's important to you. We can add notes to the patient for them. So whenever Will comes into the room, his versus badge right here will log him into this room. And then when he leaves, it will say that the last person that was here is Will, and he was here at 9:45. As we move forward with this project, we will be able to document from the whiteboard, and it'll go directly into the patient's chart as well. So the whiteboard will provide a lot of benefits to our patients and our families through improved communication. They'll know what the plan of the day is because they'll be able to see it right here on the whiteboard. We'll also be utilizing this for our virtual nursing. The nurses will be able to come right in the room like we did from the outside of the room to provide daily education. They'll assist with admissions. They'll assist with discharges. They'll assist with rounding on patients as well, just checking in and seeing if they need anything, and then communicating that to the care team as well. Another benefit of the whiteboard is, we set goals for our patients. We want them to get up, get moving, improve. So here you will be able to see what your goals are. We have daily goals that we'll set. And we can pick from any of these. And then we also have discharge goals that we can set. So the patient and the family will be able to see right there, what they need to do to meet their discharge goals. And if they're getting closer to being ready for discharge to home. Another feature on the whiteboard is if this room is dark, it may be too bright. So we do have the ability that we can dim the light board so that it isn't creating a lot of light in the room that is disruptive to sleep and will help with restfulness.
We're really excited about this technology because we feel like it brings a level of care that otherwise would have been much more manual, like the old whiteboards that you saw in the rooms. And now we have the opportunity to be able to do this in an electronic format that's so much more easily readable. It gives not only the patient a better understanding and a more real-time feel, but it gives the family members and the family caretakers that are going to be there with that patient once they're discharged from the hospital. They know who's been here. They know the next steps for that patient. They know when the discharge plans are, and they're going to have a lot better understanding of what's taking place while those family members are out and home and resting themselves.